The morning sun streamed through the terminal windows as Marcus Thompson approached gate 47. His navy suit was perfectly pressed, his leather briefcase containing documents worth millions. At 42, Marcus had built Thompson Aerospace from the ground up, becoming one of the most influential executives in the aviation industry. First class, Seat 2A, he told himself, checking his boarding pass one final time. The aircraft gleamed under the terminal lights. A Boeing 787, ironically manufactured by one of his biggest clients. Marcus settled into his assigned seat, pulling out his tablet to review the contract that would finalize a $2 billion aircraft deal. "Excuse me, sir." The voice was sharp, accusatory. Marcus looked up to see Jessica, the flight attendant, her blonde hair pulled back severely, her blue eyes cold with suspicion. "You need to return to your assigned seat immediately," she demanded, hands on her hips. "This is my assigned seat," Marcus replied calmly, holding up his boarding pass. "RA, first class." Jessica snatched the pass, examining it with exaggerated scrutiny. "There must be some mistake. This seat is reserved for premium passengers only, ma'am." "I am a premium passenger," Marcus said, his voice steady despite the growing tension. "I paid for this seat." Jessica's voice rose, drawing attention from nearby passengers who turned to stare. "Sir, I'm going to need you to move to economy where you belong." The words hung in the air like poison. Several passengers shifted uncomfortably, recognizing the ugly undertone of her demand. Captain Rodriguez emerged from the cockpit, his uniform crisp with gold stripes gleaming. "What seems to be the problem here?" "This man is refusing to return to his proper seat," Jessica explained, her tone dripping with false authority. Marcus quietly activated his phone's recording feature, capturing every word. "Captain, my ticket clearly shows Seat 2A. I've done nothing wrong." Rodriguez barely glanced at the boarding pass. "Sir, we can't have disruptions on this flight. Please cooperate." "I'm calling security," Jessica announced loudly, ensuring everyone could hear. "We have an uncooperative passenger refusing to follow crew instructions." The humiliation was intentional, calculated, and witnessed by 30 other passengers who sat in uncomfortable silence. Marcus stood slowly, his calm demeanor never wavering despite the injustice unfolding around him. He reached into his briefcase and pulled out a business card, placing it deliberately on the armrest. "Before you call security," Marcus said, his voice carrying newfound authority, "perhaps you should know who you're speaking to." Jessica picked up the card, her face immediately draining of color. "Marcus Thompson, Chief Executive Officer, Thompson Aerospace." The captain leaned over, reading the card. His confident posture crumbled instantly. "That's right," Marcus continued, loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "The same Thompson Aerospace that just negotiated a $2 billion deal with your airline for 50 new aircraft." Whispers rippled through the cabin as passengers realized what they were witnessing. Marcus pulled out his phone, dialing a number with deliberate precision. "Hello, David. It's Marcus. Cancel the Sterling Airlines contract immediately." "Yes, the entire $2 billion deal." He paused, looking directly at Jessica and Captain Rodriguez. "Why?" "Because your crew just demonstrated exactly the kind of discrimination my company refuses to support." The phone call echoed through the silent cabin as 30 witnesses absorbed the magnitude of what had just occurred within hours. The story exploded across social media. Passengers who witnessed the incident shared videos and testimonials, turning Marcus's humiliation into a rallying cry for justice. The hashtag #Sterling Airline Discrimination trended worldwide. Sterling Airlines stock plummeted 23% in a single trading day. The cancelled contract sent shockwaves through the aviation industry, with other companies questioning their partnerships with the airline. CEO Margaret Blackwood held an emergency press conference, her voice shaking as she announced a full investigation. "We are appalled by the behavior of our crew members," she stated, cameras flashing. "This does not represent our company values." Jessica and Captain Rodriguez were immediately suspended pending termination. The Federal Aviation Administration launched its own inquiry into discriminatory practices within the airline industry. Marcus refused to stay silent. He appeared on major news networks, his message clear and powerful. "This isn't about revenge," he told reporters. "This is about ensuring no one else experiences what I experienced at 30,000 feet." He established the Thompson Foundation for Aviation Equality, dedicating $5 million to combat discrimination in the travel industry. Airlines across the country began implementing mandatory bias training programs. Fearful of becoming the next Sterling Airlines, the ripple effects of that single flight continued spreading, transforming an industry built on taking people to their destinations into one focused on treating every passenger with dignity. 6 months later, the aviation industry looked dramatically different. Sterling Airlines had restructured completely, implementing zero-tolerance policies for discrimination. Jessica and Captain Rodriguez found themselves unemployable in the industry, their careers destroyed by their own prejudice. Marcus stood before Congress, testifying about discrimination in air travel. His words carried weight that extended far beyond airline regulations. "Every person deserves respect, regardless of the color of their skin or the assumptions others make about their background." The Thompson Foundation had grown beyond his initial vision. Scholarships for minority students pursuing aviation careers, sensitivity training programs, and legal support for discrimination victims became its cornerstone initiatives. Airlines competed to earn the foundation's seal of approval, knowing it meant credibility and consumer trust. Marcus often thought about that morning flight, how 30 witnesses had watched injustice unfold in real time. But now, those same passengers had become advocates, sharing their stories and demanding change wherever they traveled. "Dignity isn't negotiable," Marcus concluded his congressional testimony. "Justice delayed is justice denied, but when we stand together, transformation becomes inevitable." The boy who once dreamed of flying had not only conquered the skies but had made them more welcoming for everyone who dared to dream.